destiny 넌 운명인 듯 스며들어 깊이 lucid dream 불 꺼져가는 원한 줄만의 비밀 여긴 또 다른 결말은 없어 너와 난 이 순간에 멈춰 좀 더 아름다운 선율을 그려내 내 맘을 열어 take me up 망설일 시간이 없어 진심을 알아봤다면 이제 나를 위한 연주를 해줘 달콤하게 절대 잊을 수 없게 넌 좀 다르게 금세 내 맘을 채우네 왠지 텅 비어있던 나의 하얀 꿈속에 어쩐지 자꾸만 감미로운 노래가 들려 너도 솔직해져볼래 모른 척 해보려 해도 너의 심장 소리가 들려 빛나는 세상이 눈앞에 펼쳐져 아름다운 너를 위해서 또 밤새도록 춤을 춰 너의 맘을 보여봐 너의 맘을 걸어봐 그래 그렇게 이게 꿈에서 깨지 않게 내 앞에 날 믿을 수 있게 나를 꽉 안아줘 수없이 바래온 dream 확신에 너는 no more dream 드디어 너를 만나 빛나는 세상이 눈앞에 펼쳐져 아름다운 너를 위해서 또 밤새도록 춤을 춰 너의 맘을 보여봐 너의 맘을 걸어봐 그래 그렇게 더 빠르게 비박체 또 밤새도록 춤을 춰 우리가 만든 이 노래가 끝나지 않게 그렇게 더 빠르게 비박체
두 번째 곡까지 들었어요. 어때요?
이제 저희의 최근 곡인 포즈 안 보여줄 수 없잖아요.
안 보여줄 수
그
없잖아요.
포즈는 솔직히 응원법 다들 알고 있어야 된다. 그죠?
그지.
진짜 다 같이 마지막 곡인 만큼 같이 즐겨주면 좋을 것 같아요.
맞아요. 여러분 진짜 마지막 곡이에요. 무슨 곡이라고요? 포즈 해볼까요 멤버들?
네.
고고싱.
Like that, like that, ooh, make you mine, mine. Like that, ooh. 1, 2, 3, pose. 잠깐만, wait a minute. I saw your eyes. 내게로 걸어갈게. 솔직해져봐. 설레는, okay. 들떠는, love times. Your eyes like a camera, baby. Okay, 날 알고 싶네. 매력은 crazy. 볼수록 fancy. 빛난 energy. So great, so cool. 보여줄 테니 keep your eyes on me. You know I got it. 너만 따라봐. Hey, 집중해. All your eyes zooming tight, tight. Now 집중해. All your heart. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Like that, like that, ooh, feel so high, high. Like that, like that, ooh, make you mine, mine. Keep your eyes on me. 알고 싶겠지. You and I, like that, ooh, feel so high, high. Alright. 너에게만 허락할게. You're mine. 스쳐지는 모르겠잖아. 난 이미 점점 결국 난 걸. You and I, like that, ooh, feel so high, high. 피로 팍팍팍 빠져들어 깊이. 지금 네 마음은 길이. 중요한 건 이 순간의 feeling. 헤어나올 수 없어 그냥 feel me. 어서를 바라봐도 빛나는 너의 매력적인 smile. 내가 널 보는 순간 거침없이 보여 mine. 설렘 so crazy. 볼수록 fancy. 빛난 chemistry. So great, so cool. 보여줄 테니 keep your eyes on me. Yeah, you know I like it. 너만 따라봐. Hey, 집중해. All your eyes zooming tight, tight. Now 집중해. All your heart. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Like that, like that, ooh, feel so high,
사실 저희가 포즈 활동하면서 처음으로 버스킹 해봤었잖아요.
맞아요.
근데 오늘 진짜 이렇게 특별한 장소에서 두 번째로 버스킹 할 수 있어서 너무 재밌었던 것 같고 확실히 버스킹은 버스킹만의 맛이 있는 것 같아요.
맞아.
그래서 다음에 또 해야 될 것 같아요.
그리고 오늘 저희가 진짜 많은 데를 갔잖아요. 이곳 웨이브 파크도 그렇고 꼭 멤버들이랑 다시 다 같이 놀러 오고 싶다는 생각이 들었던 것 같아요. 그리고 서밋도 여기가 진짜 재밌는 게 많으니까 나중에 시간 될 때 놀러 오면 너무너무 좋을 것 같다는 생각이 들고 저희도 꼭 다시 오겠습니다. 좋아요.
저도 다음에 오면 서핑하고 싶어졌어요.
아 좋다.
꼭 해야겠어.
좋아요.
내가 멋있는 서핑을 보여줬는데
서핑 덕분에 우리 서밋가 버스킹을 할 수 있는 것 같아서 역시 너무 고마워. 너무 고마워.
우리 서핑 실패했으면 오늘 서밋 못 만났어요.
맞아 집에 갔어야 돼요 우리 강제 퇴근.
근데 오늘 여기도 너무 재밌었고 저희가 오늘 거기 빨간 등대도 다 같이 처음 가봤고 또 단체 사진도 남겨가지고 그것도 되게 좋은 추억이 될 것 같아요. 그리고 저희가 또 서밋은 모르겠지만 갯골 생태공원을 다녀왔어요. 근데 거기가 진짜 크더라고요. 볼 게 되게 많아가지고 나중에 또 날씨 더 선선해져서 오면 너무 좋을 것 같으니까 서밋도 한번 꼭 와봐요. 갯골 생태공원 알겠죠?
はい私も韓国に住んでだいぶ経つんですけど初めて今日はこうやって主婦に来たんですけどこうやって大きなウォーターパークでサーフィンもできたりまたすごい可愛い赤い灯台もあったりすごい有名なスポットがたくさんあるのでぜひぜひ遊びに来てください。はい
자 영어로도 부탁해요.
Okay. Hi guys, we are Laisam and we are so happy to be here Shiheng today.
Yeah.
And we really want to recommend this place because it's so beautiful and wonderful places. You can do surfing in here and
Yeah.
also do 염전 체험.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can feel nature and of course there is a wave park. So please enjoy Shiheng. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do the dance. 둘, 셋, 라이쌈. 지금까지 라이쌈이었습니다. 감사합니다.
Korea, a globally recognized sports powerhouse. Behind the dazzling achievements, there's always an invisible force at work. With sophisticated materials, cutting-edge equipment, and innovative technological solutions, SMEs in the K-sports industry play a vital role in bolstering Korea's status as a sports powerhouse. By integrating AI technology, they unlock athletes' potential and enhance performance, elevating the sports environment to the next level and opening new markets in the sports industry. Their innovative technology and bold challenges drive the growth of Korea's sports industry, creating a better world through sports. The innovation of these SMEs never stops. A systematic partnership support program is implemented to discover promising sports SMEs, provide technical validation and R&D support to enhance competitiveness, and strengthen the foundation for overseas expansion. At Tokyo Sportech 2025, the technological prowess of Korean companies was recognized. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, and the Korea Sports Promotion Foundation supported K-sports companies with product promotion and business consultations with global buyers, demonstrating product quality and market potential, and confirming the possibility of expanding into the global market.
저희는 ICT 강국으로서 그 바이어나 사용자들한테 신기술을 접목한 생활 스포츠 기회를 실질적으로 확대할 수 있는 그 기회를 제공하는데 많은 도움이 될 수 있으리라고 확신을 합니다.
이제 스포츠도 K죠. K 스포츠는 이겁니다.
The joy for all, created by the power of K-Sports. Experience the future of the new sports industry through the innovation and technology of the Korean sports industry.
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-exhibitions, K-diplomacy, K-everything. And we're going to do all of that together with my co-host Walter Lee joining me. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to our viewers at home. Walter Lee here to co-host alongside Soa. And of course, I have the latest in K-Ent news just for you, just around the corner.
Walter, the countdown is running. My regular question, how many days left until APEC, is becoming much easier now.
It is indeed, and let me just 1 and 2 and three, or 3, 2, 1.
Yes, 1 and 2 and 3 days left. Shout out to Konu here.
Exactly.
And yes, now we are just about to have the APEC meeting begin. And with that, we're going to have a lot of delegations in the country. Some of them may have already arrived. Some of them are on the plane. And as Gyeongju is welcoming this delegation, so we're going to talk about K-hospitality today.
Right, that's actually quite an interesting topic because I don't think we've actually dealt with that before. But before that, I think it's Walter time instead.
Okay. So we're going to have that talk later with Professor Tizzer, but first it's Walter time, and we are actually still going to talk about APEC and a member of BTS, because RM is going to have a very important speech at a big event.
You said it, So BTS leader RM is set to deliver a keynote speech at a side event of the APEC leaders meeting in Gyeongju. Now, according to music industry sources, on Monday, RM will take the stage on the second day of the APEC CEO Summit, speaking during a cultural session themed the cultural and creative industry in the APEC region and the soft power of K-culture. Quite a long title indeed. Now, RM is expected to draw from his experience as the leader of BTS, the group that happens to be the face of the K-pop phenomenon, to share his insights on the influence and global significance of Korean culture. RM is anticipated to deliver his speech before an audience of international business leaders, as well as showcasing once again how K-culture bridges cultures and connects people from around the globe.
It might be quite a nerve-wracking experience, but maybe not so much for RM, because we saw him before on the big stage at the United Nations.
Exactly.
And I mean, he spoke with such confidence. I can so imagine him for this new speech again, and especially speaking about the soft power of K-culture.
Yes, exactly.
He'll be the
I think he's
perfect
right
guy to
person.
do that. And Walter, next we have a birthday to celebrate, and also a generous deed coming along with it.
Yes, indeed we do. So Stray Kids member Lee No celebrated his 27th birthday on October 25th with a generous act of giving, donating a total of 200 million Korean won, or roughly 139,000 US dollars. Now, this is according to his agency JYP Entertainment on Monday. Now, Lino contributed 100 million won each to Samsung Medical Center and the cat protection group 나비야 사랑해. So, at Samsung Medical Center, the funds will help cover treatment, surgeries, and transplants for both adult patients with serious illnesses and children in need of medical care. Meanwhile, the donation to 나비야 사랑해 will support the organization's efforts to rescuing, sheltering, and caring for abandoned cats.
Our viewers abroad might not be really familiar with 나비야 사랑해, that word, because 나비 actually means butterfly in Korean.
Yes, it does.
So those who did a little bit of Korean, they probably might wonder why 나비야. It's because in Korea you call cats 나비야 very often. It's a very familiar name to call cats. But Walter, do you know why you call cats 나비야?
Tell me, Soa.
Actually, there are a lot of reasons, so I'm not sure which one. I mean, they say there's not a specific reason, explanation for that, but it could be the patterns of the cat's fur that might look like a 나비야 butterfly.
Yeah, that
or
makes sense.
also because both of them are very elegant animals.
They are indeed. I do love cats and butterflies, to be honest with you.
And I have to say, it's a very kind-hearted gesture to do on a birthday. And now, Walter, we're going to turn to a subject that some gym junkies would love to hear.
Yes, indeed. It's time. Who has the best athletes in Asia? Let's see, as Physical Asia kicks off today, Tuesday, Korea time. Now, the show is a fierce physical war that sees 8 Asian nations, that's including Korea, Japan, Thailand, Mongolia, Turkey, Indonesia, Australia, and also the Philippines, going head-to-head or bicep to bicep. This season marks the first international edition of the Korean hit series Physical 100. Now, Physical 100 Asia features legendary athletes from across the region, including the very, very well-known Philippine boxing icon Manny Pacquiao, Japan's MMA icon Yushin Okami, the former UFC middleweight champion Australia's Robert Whittaker, and former UFC middleweight legend Korea's stun gun Kim Dong-hyun. Now, the grand prize for the winner of the Physical Asia is 1 billion Korean won, which is approximately around 700,000 US dollars.
Wow, well, let's root for 대한민국. Well, thank you very much, Walter, for that, and
Yes.
please stick around.
Will do.
And now let's move on to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. First Lady Kim Hae-kyung attended a Korean food promotional event held on the sidelines of the ASEAN Summit in Malaysia. Kim visited the K-Fresh Food Universe pop-up store at a shopping mall in Kuala Lumpur on Monday, where she expressed hope that K-food will establish a stronger foothold in the Southeast Asian market based on quality and trust. Earlier in the day, Kim joined the summit's official spouses program at the Malaysian heritage site Seri Negara, where she experienced local culture and extended an invitation to the upcoming APEC economic leaders meeting in Gyeongju. With the start of the 2025 APEC Economic Leaders Week, excitement is building among local merchants in Gyeongju's tourist districts. Hwangnidangi, one of the city's signature attractions, has seen a sharp rise in visitors from Japan, China, the United States, and beyond, with the main shopping street and nearby restaurants bustling even on weekdays. Tourists also flock to nearby landmarks such as Cheonmachong and Daereungwon, where APEC-related events, including media art exhibitions, are underway. The Gyeongju Merchants Association voiced hope that the APEC gathering will generate lasting momentum for the city's tourism and service industries. Pope Leo XIV is set to visit Korea in the summer of 2027, which will be his first trip to the country since his inauguration. According to the Seoul World Youth Day Organizing Committee, the Pope's welcoming ceremony is scheduled for August 5th, with Gwanghwamun Square or Sangam World Cup Stadium being considered as possible venues. The sending mass, expected to attract up to 1 million attendees, is likely to take place at Olympic Park. This will mark the first papal visit to Korea in 13 years, since Pope Francis, and the fourth visit by a pope in the country's history. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
With APEC 2025 Korea just around the corner, Gyeongju is once again in the spotlight. Now this time for its royal treasures. A rare exhibition brings all 6 gold crowns back to Silla Kingdom for the first time. Our news features reporter Park Hyo-bin has the story.
The host city of APEC 2025 Korea, Gyeongju, was once the center of the ancient Silla Kingdom known as the Land of Gold. Among its many gold treasures, the crown was the most important symbol of royal power and craftsmanship. So far, 6 Silla gold crowns have been discovered. And now, for the first time, all 6 are displayed together at the Gyeongju National Museum along with other royal ornaments to celebrate APEC 2025 Korea. The crowns, believed to have been made between the 5th and 6th centuries, have branches shaped like deer antlers symbolizing life and vitality. It is also believed that the king, as wearer of the crown, was a sacred being connected to the heavens. Silla's crowns are special because they make up more than half of all ancient gold crowns ever found in the world. No other kingdom has left behind so many golden relics in such good condition.
The Silla gold crown symbolizes the height of royal power and artistry, standing as one of the most exquisite ancient treasures in the world. Seeing all 6 together captures the true glory of the Land of Gold.
The museum also says the exhibition will help visitors discover the beauty and spirit of Silla art.
No kingdom other than Silla has left behind such unique cultural treasures as these gold crowns. We thought this would be the perfect theme to celebrate both APEC and the museum's 80th anniversary.
More than a showcase of artifacts, it's a journey through the artistry and legacy that defined ancient Silla. The exhibition runs until December 14th, drawing worldwide attention to the legacy of the Silla period. Park Hyo-bin, Arirang News, Gyeongju.
When major international events take place, like the APEC Economic Leaders Meeting later this week, there is also quite a lot of attention on how guests are received. What kind of food and drinks will be served and what kind of gifts will be offered. Today, we want to delve into the cultural meaning behind the hospitality extended to visiting APEC leaders. We'll do that with David Tizard, Professor of Korean Studies at Seoul Women's University and Hanyang University, who is now connected with us. Hello, Professor Tizard.
Hello, Professor.
Good afternoon. It's great to see you again, and thank you for such a warm welcome, Soa.
Oh, we are very happy to have you on the program, and we are now going to talk about that hospitality here in Korea. So preparations are in full swing in Korea to welcome guests ahead of the APEC leaders meeting. So, Professor Tizard, what are some distinctive features of Korea's hospitality culture?
There are many, and Korea is an incredibly warm and welcoming country, so much so that after coming here 20 years ago, I still haven't left. I've been completely besotted by the hospitality. One of the ways I'll explain this, the first example that I'll give, is that if you look at some of the religious texts from around the world, if you open the Bible, the first line is, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth." If you open the Quran, "In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful." Now, if you open up the Confucian Analects, the book that defines Confucianism, the first line is nothing about God or creation. It's, "Is it not a great pleasure to study?" which completely explains Korean culture. And the second line is, "And is it not a great pleasure to welcome your friends who have come from afar?" So it's literally embedded in this philosophy, this ideology that has gripped Korea. It's probably the most Confucian country in the world. And the second line of that book says, "Please be nice to foreigners when they come and visit you." And that's completely true. When people do come to Korea, around the world now, we're experiencing the idea that we need to be more culturally sensitive. We need to be more aware and cognizant of sensitivity around certain issues. And in some countries, the idea of cultural appropriation is very strong. You have to be careful what you wear, what you do, and what you say. In Korea, it's a little bit different, not necessarily good or bad, but just different. Because if you come here, Korean people will expect you to wear the hanboks, to sing the songs, to eat the food. And if you can even utter just one kamsamnida and annyeonghaseyo or something like that, Korean people will explode with joy that you are embracing their culture. So it's very warm, it's very welcoming, and perhaps underpinning all of these, the third thing I'll mention, is the gift-giving culture of Jong. It's sometimes described by people as an invisible hug. It's the thing that connects people together. And if, just by coincidence today, I bought some gifts for some men doing some work on the outside of my house, I went to the local bakery and the owner there gave me some free bread today. So the Jong culture is still alive and well here in South Korea.
Well, let's stick to the topic of gifts, because as a gift for the APEC leaders, a Korean fortune pollock, or bugo in Korean, has been chosen. Now, what's the symbol behind this ornament, or the pollock in Korea? And why do you think this particular has been chosen as a souvenir for the global guests?
It's a wonderful question, Walter, and I'm trying very gently to lift one up in front of you here. It makes a wonderful noise, a little bit like a cat or something like this. But we have one of these on the front of our house as well. Now, this bugo, it's a symbol of good fortune, and it's primarily used to ward off evil spirits. It's quite interesting to me because a fish doesn't seem particularly strong. You know, if you're going to put a symbol of something outside your door to protect from evil spirits and ward them off, put a dragon, put a tiger, put a guy with a sword, something like this. But Korean people put a fish, and they put this pollock. It has its eyes open and its mouth open. This means it's always on guard. It's always alert. So I love the fact that they've chosen this rather humble animal to symbolize protection. People will often put it over their door. They'll often also give them when new businesses are open, or if there's a new establishment done, and they will hang them there, sometimes with the bell, sometimes without. Sometimes it might actually, in the past, obviously, it would have been a real dried pollock that they put there. You can see the images. But a lot of the time now, it would just be a wooden one. You can buy them at temples around the country. They're rather cheap, and they just add a little bit of color. Now, I do really like the fact that they have chosen this as a gift because it's so unique to Korea. And if I'm going to be 100% honest, it's not the most beautiful animal. It's not the cutest of thing. It doesn't have these big doe eyes or fur that you can stroke. But I love that they've chosen it because it is uniquely Korea, and it's steeped in the heritage. If you go to the temples, or if you go to places where you find traditional decorations, you will actually see even very large, big fish there, often beside bells. And this is to awaken things and protect. If you ever watch any of the movies that are related to shamanism in South Korea, like The Wailing or Pamyo, Exhuma, they'll always have these kind of sounds going off in the background. And that's the fish watching over the people of the country, and it will watch over the leaders of APEC when they come as well. How about that?
Well, listening to your explanation, I really think that it's a good idea to have this potluck as a gift, and also the idea that it is looking over us. If we do have a dragon at the front door, maybe it could be intimidating to guests, but having a potluck, a humble little potluck, I think might be even a better idea. And now let's talk about the banquet menu. So speaking about potluck, which you can also eat.
Yes.
So that's my transition to the next question. So the banquet for the world leaders is said to be composed of dishes that represent Gyeongju and also Korea. And Chef Edward Lee, who was the runner-up to the very popular Netflix survival program Culinary Class Wars, he is in charge of this banquet. So Professor Tizard, what do you think are some requirements or maybe characteristics that such a banquet should possess in Korea?
It was a seamless and wonderful transition. So, and I'm just curious, I wonder what dragon tastes like. We know what pollock tastes like, but there's one for us to ponder. What should be represented on this Korean banquet? Actually, before we started this segment, I was having a great time watching some of the images that you were showing, because they really represented a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about now. I guess the first one is you have this seasonality and the regional foods are very important. That's a big part of Korea. You go to certain parts of the country and you expect certain foods. On one coast, you'll have crabs in seasoning. On the others, you'll have hwangtae and myeongtae and different types of dried fish. The kimchi is different all over the country. So that regional aspect will be really important, as we're in autumn now, and so will the seasons, and that'll be part of it. But the point that I really want to make here is related to obangsek. Now, these are the 5 colors, and if you've ever looked at a Korean dish of bibimbap, where you put all of those things together, or if you've ever seen a table laid out for sort of Chesa or Chale or ancestor worship, when people do these ceremonies, you will notice that there's a great array of colors in there. It's almost like a rainbow. Now, modern nutritionists say that you need to eat a variety of colors in your diet to get all the ingredients, and Korean people, they've known about this for a long time. The obangsek, it refers to the 5 colors. And these 5 colors also represent 5 directions and 5 different food groups. So black is the north, blue and green is the east, red is the south, and white is the west, and you have the yellow in the center. And when they lay out these dishes, and you'll notice the different colors of the radishes, the kimchis, the vegetables, the roots, the meat, the fish, the egg, the rice. I'm hungry even just talking about all of this. It's tied in. They might not be doing it consciously anymore. It might just be this subconscious element of culture that's coming through, but it's drawn from this idea of obangsek, the 5 colors. And I guess just one last thing about this, which is you have Edward Lee. This adds a little bit of symbolizing Korea's global reach now. We've seen the huge success of K-pop Demon Hunters, and that sort of almost a cross-cultural communication. We know RM is going there to speak, but having a Korean American there, having people that represent this Hallyu and this Korean wave, I think that really adds a beautiful fusion of tradition, culture, and heritage, and the modern manifestation of Korean culture around the world.
I wish I could jump over there just for the banquet.
Yeah, so I recently watched a video with Edward Lee in his new restaurant, and if that is anything to show some of his dishes, yes, the people at APEC are going to be in for a very big treat. Now, talking about food, the official banquet liquor has also been selected, and it's makgeolli, which is obviously a very beautiful tasting liqueur. So it won the award at the Korean Traditional Liquor Competition this year. Now, what is the current perception of traditional Korean alcoholic beverages, example like makgeolli, soju, etc.? And also, what are some characteristics of Korea's way of hosting guests with drinks?
You guys go for the food and I'll take the makgeolli. How about that? That sounds like a good deal
idea.
to me. And the way you described it, Walter, was fantastic. Something like a beautiful tasting liqueur.
Yeah.
It's makgeolli. What's really interesting, this traditional rice wine that's in Korea, and it comes in all different varieties, doesn't it? It comes in all different flavors, different styles, different alcohol percentages. It's a wonderfully versatile drink that's available for everyone. If you speak to people of a certain generation, you know, people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and you mention that you're going to drink makgeolli, they'll look at you and say, be careful, that will give you a headache. That's some stuff because of the way it used to be brewed. So it had this reputation of being a very, a drink of the working class almost, a drink of the farmers, something you would feel rough the next day. However, the processes and the gentrification, the modernization of this country means that now you can enjoy a couple of bottles of makgeolli, you know, within reason, and you'll feel fine the next day because the fermentation, the processes have all changed. And now it's actually quite classy. You can go to bars in Gyeongju and you can order an old-fashioned and someone next to you can order a martini and then a makgeolli to go with it. So it's really interesting how it's become a trendy drink. It's something that you associate with the hip and the Instagram stories. And the Korean drinking culture, well, you know, it's long been said, but that if you want to get things done in Korea, sometimes it's not just about breaking bread, but it's about pouring a drink for somebody and accepting a drink for somebody. This is a very high context culture, and people do like to share alcohol with each other. We even see it during the North-South meetings with, I remember President Moon Jae-in and Kim Jong-un, they were going at it as well together over alcohol. So it's something that's embedded very traditionally in the Korean culture, and whether it's soju or makgeolli, it's very warm, it's very welcoming, and when it's done within reason and carefully, it's great at bringing people together.
All right, Professor Tizard, we have time for a brief last question. Now, while the APEC leaders are in their conference halls, the spouses of the 21 heads of state are going to make tours such as to Bulguksa Temple and UNESCO heritage site. So what would be a recommendation from you, Professor Tizard, when it comes to a cultural experience?
Let's just be a little bit strange for the last one then, and I would recommend that they get a 중명사진. They get an official photo done in Korea, and I say this to my international students sometimes because you can have photos of yourself taken all around the world, but if you get one of those photos done in Korea, it's not as if you're going to look Korean all of a sudden, but you get put through that filter of Korean lookism and beauty standards, and it comes out and you'll look at it and you go, oh, wow, I never knew that I could, I would, or perhaps I should look like that. So while they're going to the temples and finding their inner peace and inner penguin, also have a look what they might look on the outside by getting one of those photos done here, and it's something they'll be able to take with them and show their friends and family.
Great tip, Professor Tizard. Thank you very much for your insights today, which gave us a better understanding of Korea's hospitality culture. And with that, I want to say 감사합니다.
Thank you, Professor.
감사합니다.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here tomorrow.
See you very soon.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on The Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Korea time.